welfare, we're talking samosas, and we're talking cats, especially people in Nakuru, Las Vegas. I hope you are listening, because you guys are notorious for everything from cats to donkeys. Why is that, doctor? Why do people... Is it desperation that leads people to slaughter cats or donkeys for meat?
Well, I don't really think it's desperation. It's just trying to cut corners and trying to make money by any means possible. But you see, in the end, if you're doing that to animals, the animals are really suffering out there. Because even those donkeys that are slaughtered in the bush, actually, how they immobilize them, they cut the Achilles tendon so that the donkey is not able to run before they even, slaughter it or before they kill it.
That's real cruelty.
Exactly. So the animal dies in a very painful way. It's actually tortured before it's finally killed. Yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame. And yet they continue to do this. I mean, we hear these stories all the time.
Yes. And that's why we're also trying to get people to be more aware about animals and animal welfare. And also animals have rights. There are 5 freedoms, we call them freedoms, that animals have. There's freedom from hunger and thirst, freedom from pain, and freedom from fear, freedom from discomfort. Basically, all these freedoms, if you look at them, they're things as animal owners that we need to provide for these animals so that we make sure that they are comfortable and they enjoy these freedoms. You need to give them a balanced diet. You need to give them shelter. You need to make sure that if the animal falls sick, you get a vet to come and attend to the animals. And you need to make sure that they're also comfortable. They're not in fear. Yeah, you're not inflicting any kind of torture to the animal by how you treat it.
Speaking of torture, do you get calls from people saying, look, my neighbors looks like they're abusing their animals? Do you get those kinds of calls?
Oh, yes. We get calls about reports on animal cruelty every day. We get about over 20 calls a day on reports for animals that are in distress in various circumstances. And we get calls also about people who maybe have abandoned their animals, people who are beating their animals. Like recently we got a call about a lady who was suspected to be beating her dog way too often, and the neighbor was worried because she would hear the dog wailing all the time. And when we visited, we found that actually what the situation was that the dog was eating the baby's food. They were saying that the dog was stealing food from the baby. But you see, if this dog was well fed, it wouldn't have to do that. Yeah. So basically, if you make sure you take care of your animal well, then definitely not have any problems.
What did you do in this particular situation?
No, we just educated the lady. We talked to her because we try and avoid confiscating animals all the time, because in the end we end up having too many animals at the shelter. And I've already mentioned about our funding issues. We wouldn't want also to have too many animals that is too much for us to take care of.
Right.
And we want to also be able to take care of the ones we have very well.
Gitonga Mdogo says cats in Nakuru right now are just dancing when they hear the KSPCA is out there.
Yeah, at least the KSPCA is a voice for the animals. Yes.
Did you come out strongly against that incident?
Yes, we did actually send out some statements to media houses about that. Yeah.
Moses Messer, you say, good morning, guys. The discussion is quite interesting. But let me ask you this, Daktari. In other parts of the world, people eat dogs, they eat cats, they eat snakes, they eat anything that walks or crawls or flies.
Exactly, yeah.
So what's wrong with this?
Well, the issue is not really about what we eat. It's what is culturally appropriate for us in Kenya as meat for consumption, and also what has been gazetted as meat for consumption. Because if we gazette, for example, like now, donkeys were gazetted as meat for consumption. So now they are slaughtered in a good way, and the meat is inspected. So that can be consumed by whoever wants to eat that meat in Kenya or abroad.
Yeah.
But when you're slaughtering animals and it's not inspected, even if it's a goat, there is a risk of some diseases. excuse me, we have people who slaughter animals at their homesteads, and we also advise them that you need to get that animal inspected, because there could be some diseases. If you don't have it inspected, there could be some diseases that you're putting yourself at risk of getting. Yeah,
it's just avoiding diseases or what?
It's avoiding diseases. Yeah.
Doctor, how do people get in touch with you or KSPCA if they want more information?
You can find us on via our website. It's just KSPCA Kenya. On Facebook, we are KSPCA Kenya. On Twitter, we are KSPCA Kenya. On Instagram, we are KSPCA Kenya. And we have our hotline, or our emergency line, which is 0733 571125. And you can
24 hours.
24 hours. Yeah. That line is on, and there'll always be someone ready to answer it and help you. 24 hours. And they can also visit our offices. We're in Karen on Langata Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me something real quick, Doctor. The strays you pick up. Do you have what do you call them? Do you have experts who go around and they rescue these dogs, or they see them straying on the road or whatever? How does that go about?
Yes, we have staff who are well trained, and they have worked in KSPCA for a very long time, and they are very knowledgeable and experienced on how to handle animals, especially the stray dogs or the dogs that we pick up. You know, for a dog that is not familiar to you, definitely you have to be very careful how you approach it and how you handle it. So we have our staff who are very dedicated and who have been trained and experienced and know how to approach the animals and to handle them. Also in a very in a manner that will not be very uncomfortable for the animal. Yeah. Because if the animal is uncomfortable, it will be, of course, anxious, and it would want to react. And that's when now maybe, you'll see the aggression and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our guys are very good in the field work.
What do you tell people who take in strays? There's some people who just take in strays. A stray comes into your compound and it's and you feed it and it kind of likes it and doesn't want to leave. What do you tell them?
Well, we tell them, okay, first of all, that's a good thing, because, there are many animals out there that are looking for homes or comfortable places to live in. And we've seen so many people who do that, who take in an animal. Mostly what happens is, especially for the pregnant dogs and cats, they go into someone's compound and they deliver there. And we just want to tell them, make sure that the animal is comfortable, feed them. And if you're not able to continue taking care of them, because we find situations, maybe the animal gives birth in someone's compound, but the person says, I already have some dogs, or I don't think I can be able to take care of this animal. And most of the time they call us, and we are able to go and pick the dog or the cat with their kittens or the puppies. Yeah. Yeah. But if you're able to take care of the dog, that would be great. You provide it a home, because it's out there looking for a good home. Yeah. Yeah.
I always have cats coming over into my yard, and sometimes they make quite a bit of noise. And rather than throw stones or rocks at them,
yeah,
or maybe send for my cousins in Nakuru to come pick them up.
No. No, please, no.
Callistus Murunga says, Doctor, very good conversation. I need 2 male bubbles. Is it bubbles? Bubbles? And
bubbles.
2 bubbles? Bubbles. Yeah. And 2 male kittens, all castrated. How much should I come up with? Do you have bubbles?
We don't have bubbles at the moment, but as I said, we don't really source for particular breeds, because we do get a lot of queries. Someone saying, I want a purebred Persian cat,
wow.
Or yes, wow. Or I want a Burbull or a Rottweiler. The dogs that we take in, as I said, rescued or abandoned, there are people who maybe are also leaving the country, and they leave us with very good breeds. So those are the ones that are available. And if someone wants a particular breed, the best thing is you come to KSPCA, visit us often, and also, let us know that, especially if you're interested in a particular breed. But one thing I'd like to tell people is, don't think about the breed. just come. You could bond with another dog, which is not really the breed that you had initially thought of. Yeah, but the thing is, are you able to, relate well with this dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the male cats, we have many, so you should come and visit us.
Excellent. And again, you are in Karen, off Langata Road, right?
Yeah, off Langata Road, yes.
Excellent. Callistus, I hope you're listening. You can go visit anytime and pick up your male kittens, okay? But do not take them to Nax Vegas.
No.
What would you recommend if one wants to own their first pet?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd suggest you'd first come and pay us a visit, and we'll give them all the advice that they need for the pet that they want. What it involves to take care of the animal, the feeding, the grooming needs of the animal, and also the vet care that they expect to give the pet that they want. So they should come pay us a visit, and we'll take them through the whole process. Yeah. And we'll also guide them and probably link them up to also other service providers for whatever they will need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have any horses?
At the moment, we don't. Yeah.
But you did at some point?
Yeah, we do, because we've confiscated some horses from people also who are not taking care of them well. I'm sure you've seen at these entertainment places, horse riding for kids. There are people now who want to use the horse for this, but they're not taking care of them well. Mm-hmm. So there have been such situations where we've done that. We've confiscated them and, made sure that the owner improves on the management, and we keep a check on them. Yeah.